Hey guys, it's me again, Mr. Yama from Yama Nation. Thanks for watching this video. This is going to be my first online tutorial ever, so what I want to help everybody do is learn how to balance chemical equations. I have a lab that I like to use with my class. We use index cards to be able to manipulate the coefficients of our chemical equations. The reason why I like to use that is with the index cards, you can make mistakes and try different things out. And it's okay, you don't have to erase anything, you can just try again until you get it right. So coming up here, you're going to see my tutorial on how to do that. Even if you don't have the index cards, you can still follow along with what I'm showing you, and it's still a good tutorial for balancing equations. If you want the index cards, in the comment section I'll leave a link to the source where I found this lab. And of course, thanks to Apple, I've rewritten the lab in numbers, so my students, they like to do their labs in numbers, and I've taken that original source and I've rewritten it into the program numbers. But once again, I'd be happy to share that resource with you so you could use these cards if you like them too. I hope you enjoy my tutorial. Thank you. Okay, so the first thing you need to do when you're ready to balance an equation is set up the problem exactly like I gave it to you on your lab sheet. So if you open up and go to the Procedure tab, if you look at the column that says make the following equation on your desk, and if you look at the screen, the one that I made out of my cards is exactly like the very first problem. And this reaction is a familiar one to you, and it explains to you how when hydrogen and oxygen bond together, they make H2O, and we all know that's water. In order for compounds to bond, both sides of the arrow have to balance. And what that means is there has to be the same number of atoms of each element on the product side and the reactant side. Now, I'm going to keep those words products and reactants so you can see basically when these two elements react, they produce or have a product of H2O. So I'll leave these here just as a reminder of reactants always go on the left side of the arrow, products always go on the right side of the arrow. So the products are what you produce in the chemical reaction. Now, to get started, it's going to be helpful to have a piece of paper or something to make notes with on the side. And the first thing I'm going to do is write the number of each element on each side of the arrow. So if you look here on the reactant side, I have 2 hydrogen and 2 oxygen. And on the product side, I have 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. As you can see, those numbers don't balance. So in order for this chemical reaction to take place, these numbers have to balance. And there's one thing that we can change in order to enable that to happen. And those are the coefficients. So these numbers that I have over here on the smaller cards, they're my coefficients. And I can take these numbers and I can place them in front of any part of my chemical equation. And what that will do will change the number of atoms of that element that the coefficient is in front of. So when you, real quick as a side note, when you look at the 2 types of numbers you see in a chemical formula, you have coefficients. Those you can change. Yes, you do manipulate these. And these are the subscripts. And subscripts you do not change. So those will always stay the same. All right, so the first thing I'm going to try is I see that oxygen has 1 on the product side and 2 on the reactant side. So the first thing I'm going to do is put a coefficient of 2 in front of H2O on the product side. And now over here on my notes, I'm going to change the number of each atom of each element. So I'm going to quickly come over here and show you. When you put the coefficient 2 in front of H2O, the 2 has to distribute over the hydrogen and to the oxygen. All right, so let me show you exactly what I mean by that. If I have 2H2, now I have 4 hydrogen over here on the product side, and I have 2 oxygen. As you can see, now our oxygens are in balance, but what's not in balance are our hydrogens. Now we have 4 on the product side, 2 on the reactant side. And hopefully a bell rings in your head at this point that the easy fix would be to put a coefficient of 2 in front of H2. And now I can change this number over here to 4. And as you can see on the notes, both the reactants and the products are balanced. And the final balanced equation looks like this. 2H2 plus O2 yields 2H2O. And that's what that balanced equation looks like. I hope you benefited from this tutorial. If you have any more questions, see me in person. If you're not from my school, leave a comment and I'll try to help you out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.